We're gonna talk about my life here on this live feed. So I'm just gonna wait for people to come in first. And if anyone will come in, anyways, I'll give it 2 minutes. So we're at 24 seconds in. Turn my camera. Hi, puppy. My baby girl. Yo, what's up, Joko? What's up, man? How you doing? How you doing, my man? We're gonna do some real talk here in a little bit. I'm just waiting another 30 seconds before I get going, because we're gonna talk about myself here and things that people don't know about me. I figured it's time to expose the truth about myself and really explain why I do what I do now and why I'm struggling as well. So I'm just gonna wait another 15 seconds and then we'll get started. Um, I'm literally gonna lay out my entire life from when I was like 17 up to now, because my younger years wasn't that important. Everything else after is pretty important. So it's gonna be some real talk here. So we're at the 2 minute mark, so let's go ahead and get started, shall we? I have the camera off at an angle because I want it to be there. Anyways, so let's start when I was 17. All right, let's go ahead and start with my birth first. I was born with a heart condition. I've had 9 open heart surgeries. Here's my scar, and I have my little monitor on me, and I'll get to that story of why I have this on me still. It'll be a little bit later down. I'll explain that in a minute. So, 17 years old, still in high school, started my first job. I worked at a pizza place. Um, Ended up leaving that job 2.5 years later because a lawsuit came down. It was a discrimination lawsuit because the guy was only hiring females with big breasts. So yeah, it was pretty, pretty discriminatory against men. Like he would only hire females. It's kind of sexist, is what it was. Um, but I got that job with my high school. So I worked with the work relations thing. I was a senior, and I only had 4 classes. So I was like, I need a job. I want to be able to buy a car, and later on, I was literally trying to pursue my life in a better way. Never picked up smoking at that time. See here, thing when that job fell through, I ended up applying to go to Utah and joined the Job Corps there. I was there for 2 years. I learned electrical, plumbing, construction, and worked on my education as well. Had a high school diploma. I graduated high school. I got my high school diploma. Uh, Lucky for me, it was really high GPA. It was really low at one point, and then went to home study because I was having some heart issues, and that's when I had my sixth open heart surgery. So when I came back from Job Corps, I had my sixth open heart surgery, and after I got recovered and all that stuff, my church had a um, what is this thing? A mission. We all went on a mission with my church. I went to Nevada, went down to the Navajo reservation in Nevada. I had helped them build houses out there. I put in the plumbing for their houses. I gave them stovetops. I built a fireplace, wired their houses, gave them solar panels, all that cool fun stuff, right? Like, so I've actually done labor jobs for another community, and I wasn't getting paid for it at all. I literally did it out of the kindness of my heart because I wanted to do something for somebody else because I felt like I was in a really good position at the time. And fast forward a little bit, I started going to college. I dropped out of college because of my heart condition and the fact that my teachers were kind of like my professors were kind of indoctrinating me with history and stuff. Like that's when CRT was really being pushed in history class. It was pretty stupid. This was back in 2013, 2014 is when CRT was really being starting to be taught, just at a really weird curriculum. It was so stupid. I was always arguing with my professors, and so I just left. I was like, you know what, this is stupid. I don't want to be indoctrinated. I don't want to be brainwashed. I don't want to be, stuck through it. Um, and then in my early 20s, I ended up falling for some stupid shit. Uh, Pardon my French. I call it stupid shit because you're about to hear this. Uh, 5 years ago is when I retransitioned back to who you're seeing today. And now you're wondering, what the hell you mean by transition? Well, I have a story out. It's over on Epoch Times. It's in their magazine, it's in the newspaper, and it's also online. You can find it. I literally almost died from the hormone medications because I had a ninth open heart surgery to really 5 years ago is when I had my ninth open heart surgery, and it was because of the hormones. I truly believe it was because of the hormones. Um, so I was a female for about 7 years of my life. I fell through that whole indoctrination propaganda bullcrap. Um, it was I even told my mom and my dad that they should just have a funeral for their son. Sorry if you guys are hearing my fan. Um, Sorry, I had a fan going on for a second here. I don't know why. Anyways, it, I had I was having some rough times. It was a rough time for the 7 years for 7 years on between 21 to 27 is when I was really having some really bad issues in my life, trying to figure out who I was and stuff like that. Um, that's when I went back to college 5 years ago. I attend Hillsdale right now, so I am educating myself uh, because of the fact that I had to leave my current job that I had. I left that job because of the fact that I was having some really bad heart issues and health issues and stuff like that. I am exercising. I am doing a lot better now, but some more complications came up a couple months ago. So that's where this monitor comes from to monitor my heart here. I got to go turn this in today later today because it's been 2 days. So they usually do 2 days of analysis on my heart if anything like comes up like a palpitation or stuff like that. So I've been trying to exercise and get myself healthy again. A quick backstory to Utah. While I was at Utah, I picked up a bad habit of smoking. It was stupid of me. I was an idiot. Now I'm stuck with smoking. I'm trying to get better at it and not smoke. So please, don't judge me yet. We all make stupid mistakes in our lives. But I used to smoke like 3 packs a day, dude. I'm not joking. I used to smoke like 3 packs of cigarettes a day. And it got worse and worse and worse. Now I'm better. I've gone down to 3 cigarettes a day. So there's that. I'm proud of that. I'm actually working towards changing that. I had an alcohol spill when I was in during that whole transition phase too. So I became an alcoholic. I am 10 years sober on alcohol, by the way. So there's that. I am 10 years sober, guys. I haven't got my chip yet because the whole COVID thing, so I couldn't go to the AA meetings and stuff like that during the whole COVID thing. So I have to, once they start them back up, I got a message from my mentor the other day saying that they're going to start up their meetings again this year. I think they said March. So I'm going to go back in March so I can go get my 10-year chip. So I am increasing and doing better in my life. 9 open heart surgeries and being born with a congenital heart defect is not easy. It's not an easy life to live, but I do my best and I'm here and I'm trying. Let's see here. Let's go over the jobs that I had. I worked in pizza. I worked in customer service. I worked retail. I worked landscaping. I worked cleaning dialysis clinics, hospitals, um, other types of clinics, and physical therapy offices and stuff like that. So I've been trying to stay as active as much as I can with my health. Um, but recently, I had to leave my current job because I was having some complications with my heart. And so that's, if you guys are new here, here's my heart monitor. And if you guys don't know, here's my scar. It goes all the way down and out like all these little tubes and stuff in me. You could literally say, like, my ninth open heart surgery was the longest surgery I've ever had. I was under for 23 hours. 24, they usually call you dead. I'm not joking. You're clinically dead at 24 hours because they can't go past that time frame. It's not that they don't choose, it's not that they don't want to do it. It's the fact that by law they can't do it because it's come to a thing. Hi puppy. Hello baby girl. Here's my dog. Say hi puppy. Say hi puppy. Say hi puppies. My little puppies. It's my anxiety dog. My little Bella. You want to go inside? Your paw's cold because it's a little nippy back here. You done pottying? Are you good? Let me go take her inside real quick and I'll finish the story. Come here, puppy. Yep, she wants inside. All right, baby girl. Go on. Good girl. All right. So, sorry about that. We're back. Um, where was I? I was talking about my ninth open heart surgery. When I was under, I had this weird experience. Um, it was like a realization. My life was like playing before my eyes in a way, and it was. I honestly think it was God telling me to pick a life. Which life do you want? You know, because it kind of depicted of near where it got to where I was at in my stages of life. My brain was like, all right, well, if you choose to continue to be a female and you can choose to be on this medications, you're not going to live a very long life and it's not going to be happy. And then it showed me the other thing of, well, if I stayed as a male and stayed as David, who I am, then I'm going to have a better life. It's going to be hard and it's going to be treacherous, but it's going to be worth it in the end. And I'm going to live till I'm like 60, 70, maybe even 80 or 90 years old. You know, that'd be great. I'd love that. Most people with heart conditions like myself don't live past 30, 40 years old who were born with these conditions. It's not the same as some guy who is, you know, in his 50s or 60s and had a heart complication and had to have a surgery. You know, it's not like that. Mine's much different than that. I was born with my condition, and I'm literally exposing myself right now to you guys. I literally feel like I'm stripping myself down naked right now for you. I'm literally exposing you to the truths. Um, so what got me into creating content was I was 13 years old. Um, I started with a platform called Justin TV. If you guys have ever heard of it, it was a video game thing because I was really good at playing video games. It was all I was really good at the time. I was a young, stupid kid going to middle school and wanted to, you know, hang out and do stuff. I couldn't really go out and bike as much anymore at that time. I was a wild kid when I was a child. I climbed trees, I skateboarded, I rode bikes, I scooter. I ran track. I was part of the JROTC. I was graduated as a staff sergeant in the junior ROTC. Tried to apply for the military. They wouldn't let me in because of my condition. So I was supposed to be the seventh generation in my family to go be in the military, but unfortunately that didn't quite work out. So I had to come up with some new ideas and new ways to help with my nation. Um, so I decided, for people who are just now joining in, I worked at the Navajo Reservation in Arizona. Um, I'll have to call him back later. Um, Sorry about that. I'm gonna have to call him back later. I'm working with a guy right now who's we're gonna work on some street videos. So that's where we're moving to. We're moving to just doing something that I can physically do with my brain and that I can actually help people because I just I'm in a place that I feel like I need to help. Michael, I'll call you back. Hold on, bud. Um, this video's not going to be very long. I'm going to try and keep it as short. He's probably going to call me back one more time or send me a text or something, because I sent him a very, you know, I'm literally about to bawl my eyes out because it's so bad right now, guys. Um, let's just put it this way. When I'm in the hospital, I look like a useless Terminator. Michael, I'll call you back. Uh, sorry about that. Um, uh, you know what? I'll take it if he calls one more time. But it's gonna stop the feed. But no, anyways, in the hospital. I'm like during the recovery phase of that. I am a what I look like a Terminator, but like a useless Terminator. I will call you back, bro. Hold on. He probably wants to work with his drone because he got a new drone. He's a homie of mine, and he wants to play with his drone. So I figured let's go do some content. Think I'm going up to I'm gonna go to a different city to go do my change my mind segments because I find that change my mind segments are very helpful and beneficial and educational, not just for myself but for others as well. So it's not to cause a disturbance or get reactions from other people. It's literally just to see what other people think and what their opinions are because it's good to have other opinions from other sides so your brain's working either way. But anyways, my ninth open heart surgery, I was during the recovery phase. I had a premonition of like, dude, I feel like a useless Terminator. The only thing that I was terminating was my bed sheets. So stand-up comedy is not my thing, but I'm just saying. Um, but through all that time, let's move forward a bit quick more because I'm gonna try and finish this in the last 4 minutes here. I've worked several jobs. I've worked probably 15 different jobs in my life since I was 17. I'm 31 now, and I have to go turn in this monitor later today. Again, for all you new people, I have to turn this monitor back in today. It's been monitoring my heart, uh, but I've been having some complications. So I'm struggling. I can't pay my bills. I paid off my car. I worked so much that I've actually owned out my car. I have my title and everything. I ended up having to leave my apartment though, and had to move back in with my parents, unfortunately. So it kind of sucks. But I have been paying them rent. It's just now I can't pay that either. The job I had to leave my job to get all these rigorous tests. I have a stress test coming up. I have which entails, if you guys don't know, a stress test. Stress test for me entails oxygen, breathing, bicycle, treadmill, weights, running, all that stuff. So all that stuff, it takes time to get all these results, right? So I can't work while I'm taking these tests because they just pop up randomly, and I never actually know when they're gonna come because they schedule them, 2 weeks in advance, and then it's like, crap, my boss wants 3 weeks, so I can't give him, the 3 week notice if I'm not gonna know what it is if it's like 2 weeks out. But anyways, throughout all this stuff, I'm in a place right now where I'm struggling so much that I started to create content and merch. So this hat, I'm gonna redo the hat because you can't quite see that this says the Bacon Project. I was thinking of adding a white outline to it so you guys can see it a little bit better. So I have the hat kind of off my website at the moment, but I do sell a hoodie. I sell two different hoodies. I sell two different T-shirts currently, and I try to make as much content as I can, street content, fighting for people's rights, because I went to Hillsdale College and I learned a lot about the Constitution. And there was a question, and this brings up a thing to me too, because I wanna remind you guys. A troll came into my live feed yesterday when I was doing a cop watch while they were investigating a break-in that happened a week ago. I talked with the owner. I'm gonna go follow up on that story later. He says he's there pretty much every day until 5. So, and he said even on the weekends. So I'm gonna go talk with him this weekend and get the whole full scope of things, because so I decided from all my Hillsdale College learning, I learned the Constitution, the Federalist Papers, the history, American history, world history, journalism. Um, what else did I learn? The K-12 education, like classical K-12 education of what our children should be learning. So I ran for school. That's why I ran for school board, because I learned all this stuff on how to help our kids improve. And I always live by the phrase, um, don't teach kids what to know, teach kids how to learn. So it's like it's like we're not. I don't think that we're giving our children inspiration to learn, and that's where I think that we're falling apart on, because we're giving them these ABCs and 1, 2, 3 questions and answers and stuff, and it's not very helpful for them. And that's why we see a lot of these people in the world who are younger than me who don't even know what the Constitution is. It's it's sad. It breaks my heart. So that's why I started the whole change my mind segments. I wanted to be able to help educate these young adults who aren't learning anything about that, the importance of our country. Um, and people are always gonna say like the Constitution is a white supremacist thing, da 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 da, all this other stuff. It's like, guys, the Constitution is just a formality of what the government can't do. It's not what you can't do, it's what the government can't do. It's their limited scope of authority over us. They have a limited scope. We can do whatever we want to do in this world, on this planet, when it comes to our Constitution, specifically in this on this continent, not really in the world, but on this continent. Um, as long as we're not causing harm to another person, and that's referring to physical harm. It's only referring to physical. You can be hateful, you can be discriminatory, you can be rude, disrespectful. You can, if you don't like something, speak out about it. If you have an opinion about something, let it go. Let it out. Tell people about it. You might sound stupid, you might sound retarded, whatever. Yeah, exactly. Teach kids how to think, not what to think. I like that. That's exactly what I was trying to say. Sorry. Thank you for helping me with that. That was literally my mission statement. And I had three fundamental things on my campaign when I was running for school board. It was God, family, country. So, and the reason why I say it that way is because that's exactly what America is about. It's about putting God above all, then talking about your family underneath and protecting them, and then you go and help your country. Because that's just how it works. That's just the ladder of things. I'm sorry, that's how I see it. If you don't like that specific thing, you go to another country. You don't have to stay here. I'm just saying, go see how it is in other countries. We may not be the freest country in the world. We may be one of the most beautiful countries in the world, with our language and what we can do and how we can say things. So when it comes to our freedoms of opinions, we're the most freest country when it comes to our opinions. Because if you go to another country, I've gone to Mexico. Watch what you say in Mexico. It's not cool. Watch what you say in Canada. You can't say anything and everything you want in Canada either. They may have their Charter of Freedoms in Canada, and in Mexico they may have their Mexican Constitution. I can't remember what they call it. I don't speak Spanish, so I can't. I'm sorry. I didn't learn Spanish here, and I live in California. Bad part on me. I took French. Beautiful language, by the way. But I don't remember anything from French class, sadly. Besides, what do I remember in French? I don't think I could say it because it's actually very derogatory, but it sounds beautiful. But throughout all my times and throughout all my history and throughout all my problems, I'm struggling at this point. And if you guys really want to help support what I do and how I do things, yeah, what's up, Jackie? So I grew up in SoCal and took French too. I don't know why. French is a beautiful language. Hey, yo, what's up, Joko? Thanks for still being here, man. But what got me into cop watching specifically was the fact that I keep seeing all these videos. Even the cop watchers, the frauditors, I guess you can call them, the frauditor things. I still watch both sides of this, and yeah, I can see that there are some people out there that are just looking to sue the government for anything and everything, so they cause a problem. Well, here's the thing. Even though they're causing the problem and it may not be right and it may be bad to do, so don't do it, there's still a lesson to be learned from it. The lesson that I see from it is the cops will still violate your rights even though You're doing it on purpose, and they will purposely do it to you too. So this troll came onto my channel the other day. Let's get to that real quick. And he told me to do I know the first 10, the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments to the Bill of Rights. And honestly, I knew at that time, I went home and did my research a little bit because I couldn't remember certain ones, and I will be honest here, I couldn't remember some of them because even a constitutionalist can't even remember all 24 amendments. There's 24 of them, by the way, guys. So make sure you read up on them. You don't have to remember all of them because most of them are mostly for court, and they're mostly due for lawyers and stuff like that, when it deals with like property rights and stuff. So it's and like discrimination stuff. I just want to talk one thing quick about the discrimination laws. Discrimination laws are actually there and applied to the workforce, not to a private American. And why do I keep saying a private American? Because I hate the word citizen, and I hate the word taxpayer. I like to use the phrase, private American, because it holds more value to me. I don't know if anyone else sees it that way. I see it that way. I think because then if you say it that way, you can't come up with the officers or anybody else can't call you a sovereign citizen, because I think that's stupid too. Like, come on now. I get it. All right, it's cool. Whatever. We're all sovereign here. We're Americans. This is our sovereign nation. There's a difference. But to the guy that asked me what the first 10 amendments were, which were the Bill of Rights, you have your freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of religion, freedom to all that stuff, right? It can be. Um, you have your First Amendment, which is your freedoms, that the government can't supersede over you. The Second Amendment is about protecting yourself with your firearms. You have the right to bear arms. The Third Amendment is about no. I couldn't remember this one, so I had to look it up. The third one is no quartering shall be done in private homes during peace times. But then if war were to break out and there's a, I don't know, let's just say the Russians invaded America on the East Coast, all right? Well, everything on that East Coast line will now be inhabited by military. It's times of war, so they have to take over that area and pull you inward. It's to protect you. That's what it's there for. It's there to protect you. It's like, hey, we're gonna move you to this location here real quick. We're gonna use this as the front line, and we're gonna try and keep them back as best as possible, as best we can. But first, they usually try to do it in the ocean before they try to take over your house, or they do it with the skies and the oceans and all that stuff. They're trying to protect us. But it's the no quartering law during peace times. Our Fourth Amendment is to be secure in our papers, properties, possessions, and from illegal searches and seizures. Our Fifth Amendment is you have the right to remain silent. Our sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and 10th are mostly for court dates, because your Sixth Amendment is about getting a fair trial, right to a speedy trial. You're able to get a defendant, a public defendant, and stuff like that. And then the seventh one brings up the uh, uh, no excessive bails, no cruel and unusual punishments shall be applied. So like I'm saying, the back half of the Bill of Rights is specifically for the courts. It's not for you, the citizen, to truly know those. The first five are the most important because we deal with those in a day-to-day basis. It's usually when it comes to the back half is when you're in court, and that's when you have to read up on those. So if you do, end up going to court and stuff like that, you're going to learn these. 8, 9, and 10, they're 10th Amendment. I'm going to go ahead and tell you because I can remember that one specifically. The 10th Amendment is the right of it's about the right of the people, the rights that are not constitution, that have not been written in the Constitution. It's the rights to the people or to the states. Well, it says states or people or to the people, so there's that change there. So it's when they say rights to the people that the federal government can't do it, it's limiting their scope of authority. So that's why they're saying you can pretty much do anything and everything. And by the way, the Fourth Amendment is also I'm going to switch to the Fourth Amendment real quick. Jump to that one. It's also the right to freely travel and not be stopped and all that stuff. So checkpoints in America is actually kind of against the Fourth Amendment. You can't really do that. Constitutionalist here. I'm trying to understand it better. It's a really tough. Fourth Amendment has all these scopes that you have to like really be focused on. Um, but let's see here, 8 and 9. What was 8 and what was 9? I can't remember them fully off the top of my head, but I was researching them, so I am doing my best to try and remember these. So if people were to ask what were the first 10, I think it's important for us to know, specifically me. I think it's important for me to know the first 10. Because there's 24 amendments to the Constitution, guys, and they're always adding other ordinances and other laws and municipal codes and all this other cities and state stuff. It's just it and they say that we're the ignorant ones, but yet they're the officers that are supposed to be upholding the law, but they don't even know the half the laws, and they start violating your rights in the process. So it's just like it's like you expect us to know all 24? Really? That's why we wrote it down. We have technology to write shit. Okay. um, but anyways, so with that all being said, it's just I can't pay my bills right now because of the fact that I'm going to college, and I'm also, going through all these rigorous health tests. For anyone who's new and who don't know me, I've had 9 open heart surgeries. I was born with a heart condition, and it's just I'm at that stage in my life to where more complications are going to happen, and because I've checked on the stats myself, and this is normal for me. This is considered a normal thing for me. So I exercise, I work out, I take my dogs for a walk. I do what I can to keep myself healthy, but I'm just struggling. I had to leave my job for health reasons, and I'm literally struggling. So I created merch, and I started doing change my mind segments so I can be some type of light into the world to help people understand and educate others as well as educate myself in the process, because every day is a learning experience for me. So there's probably something on this feed that I didn't say, and I'm probably jumping all over the place for you guys right now, because I just I had this worst thing to come up today. I put in a request. I'm still trying to do some research on this. I put in a request the other day for some body cam footage, right? And it was day nine yesterday. What's today? Today's the 10th. I put the request in on the 2nd, so they had till the 12th to get me the information, because that's 10 days and it's protected under the FOIA request. I got an email back saying that they are. Thanks, Jackie. I appreciate that. Um, I got an email back from the person who works with the body cam footage stuff, and she said that she didn't get the city paperwork. The city above her didn't give her the paperwork that I requested for. So I made a copy of the copy that she gave me. So I still have my copy, but I gave her a copy of the copy at the department so that she could go and do her job to see if she can find it. But and then I get this email this morning at around 7 o'clock ish, saying that this traffic stop that I'm requesting for, it was literally a traffic stop. The guy was speeding for a little bit. He was a young dude. He was probably in his 20s, early 20s, a little scared. Um, so he was a little nervous. He was fidgeting in his car a little bit. I don't think the kid had a warrant. I don't think any of that stuff did happen, because if he had a warrant out for his arrest or he did something really bad, they would have cuffed him and thrown him in the back of the car and took him to jail, right? But no, they let him off with a warning or something. Like they just said, "Hey, chill. We're just trying to do some new things here. We're just monitoring to make sure that people aren't speeding in a residential area, you know." So they're trying to do good, but they're also harming us in the process. And the email said that this specific case is under investigation. It's an open investigation. How can a warning from a speeding ticket be valid as an open investigation? So if anyone knows the answer, let me know, because I'm trying to figure this question out, because I always come up with more questions. I always have more questions than I have answers. And it's I just I don't know what to tell you guys. Because here's the thing. When I got the message, the first email that I got from that was, "Hey, I didn't get the city. I haven't got the email that I got was, the first email that I got was, thanks for meeting with you. It was really nice talking with you. However, I haven't received the paperwork yet, so I haven't been able to find out anything." And this was like day 6, day 7. It was yesterday, so it was like day 6 or day 7, I can't remember exactly. And so I read through it all, and I was like, what do you mean that the city didn't give you the request? Like I have a FOIA, I have the FOIA to be able to do that, right? There's a Freedom of Information Act. I'm able to get the body cam footage if requested. So it's like, well, how is this open to investigation? How is this an open investigation? This doesn't make any sense. So the reason why they brought that into me is because I told them, I was like, specifically, I have two routes I can go now. If you guys don't give it to me, if I don't receive this information by the 10th, or by the 10th day, or the 12th, February 12th, if I don't receive the body cam footage by the 12th, I have two options I can go. I can file a complaint, or I can do a lawsuit, right? Because they'll be violating the Freedom of Information Act. So that's what the lawsuit would be on. Um, it would be a civil dispute in the courts, and I would win for it, but I don't. But here's the thing: I don't want to go down either one of those routes. I just want them to be transparent. I just want my police officers in my area to be as transparent as they are. Their cars say it says trust on the side of it. And the first word on the side of that vehicle that says trust, where it says T, it says transparency. If you guys see the videos and watch my cop videos of Seaside PD, you'll know what I'm talking about when you see the cars. So if they really want to be transparent, why are they hiding this specific body cam footage? Why are they not giving it to me? Why are they calling it an open investigation? It literally does not make any sense to me whatsoever. So I'm trying to research it. I have a friend who is a lawyer. I'm going to talk with him specifically about it and figure out what the hell's going on. So I'll give you guys more information on that. But right now I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. Um, so it's bothersome that I'm seeing my nation fall, and not very many people are standing up for their rights. And here's the kicker. No one will stand up for your rights for you. You have to do them yourself. We we cop watchers and rights act constitutional rights activists and stuff like that. We can only do so much, right? With money, with follows, with getting information out to you guys and helping you guys understand stuff. It There's only so much we can do, and as a private person, it takes an army to destroy a nation, or shall I say, it takes a bunch of activist civilians who know what they're doing to actually take hold and come back to what we're supposed to be. We the people are the authority. We the people have all of the power. We the people have the ultimate authority over our governments. But it doesn't but I believe that they're teaching us in our school things that just to shut up, sit down, listen to what you got to say, and just take it and be compliant. Like literally that's all I'm seeing right now. And there's a saying that says every 25 years, so it's a new generation, every 25 years there's a new generation of people, and I believe every 25 years the tables flip. Well, I think it's time that we Americans start flipping some fucking tables. Excuse my French. um, but I think it's time for us Americans to start flipping some tables, because it's getting to the point where our First Amendment is not working well. These court dates, we have corrupt judges, corrupt attorneys, lawyers that can't even tell you the truth, and I'm just going to say this too. Jesus flipped tables, guys. He went to the temples and started flipping all the taxpayers' money and then all these merchants and stuff like that. He started throwing it out of the house, because he's like, this is God's house. This isn't your place to, to make money or whatever. This is not that area. This is not for that. I'm pissed off at you guys. So I'm going to flip your tables and throw your shit everywhere, because you guys are not doing what you're supposed to be doing in this holy house. So I'm using that principle to help realize to you guys, it's time that we can become aggressive. Just don't hurt people. Don't attack people's at all. Don't attack their fatigue, their physiology, because I want to be judged by the contents of my character, not the color of my skin, the weight of my what my medical history is, or any of that stuff. I don't want to be judged by that. I want to be judged by the content of my character, like Martin Luther King said. And I live by that statement. I constantly do it. For the last 5 years, I've been living by that statement. So, guys, let's be peaceful about it. when we start flipping tables. But we need to be peaceful, but we can start flipping tables. And it's getting to the point where we need more people out in the world who do activism. And I actually plan to go do some activism today. I'll let you guys know on the live feed later on, when I do another live feed. It may be live feed, I don't know. I'm gonna talk with my friend here, because he's got a whole drone thing with a camera on, and it's gonna look really cool. And we're gonna try some new footage stuff. And he's got a lavalier mic that I can walk around with. I have a sign. I have two signs today. I'm not gonna tell you what those signs are because I don't want to no spoilers. So I am trying to create ideas to wake people up and to see what they will go as and see go as. Wow, that was stupid. To to see what people think and see how their opinions can be somewhat, and try to help correct. I wouldn't really say correct, just throw in another opinion to them. It's like, well, think about it this way, or I see your point, but here's my take. Let's talk about this for a second, okay? Let's have a discourse. We can disagree at the end of the day. That's fine. It's okay to agree to disagree on things. That's what makes America so great. That's what makes America the most freest country in the world in a way. America is the most freest country in the world when it comes to our opinions, not when it becomes to our laws and restrictions and ordinances and compliance this and compliance that, and do this or you can't do that, or you can't do that unless you do this. Like, our world in America is, our freedoms are just being crushed each and every day, and I'm tired of seeing it, and that's why I go out and do what I do. That's why I watch Cops. That's why I go and do my Change My Mind segments. That's why I borrow ideas from other people and then make it my own and invent my own way. And that's why I call myself the Bacon Project, We the People Watch, because I want all of us together to work in a collaboratory way to help other people. And specifically our younger generation, because those some of the younger people that oh man, if you guys saw one of my videos that I posted the other day, um, I was doing a First Amendment activism. I was doing First Amendment activism the other day, and this lady, this young girl, apparently did not know anything about the First Amendment because she thought that I couldn't record in public. I was like, ma'am, because she asked, it's like, well, the First Amendment doesn't give you the right to record me, and I'm like, yeah, yeah, it does. But I didn't say that because there was a guy behind him who stepped in and was like, no, you could say whatever you want. You could do what you want. You can use, profanity and slurs and slur words and transphobic words and homophobic words and stuff like that. That's fine. You can have that language all you want. Is it right? Is it right? Is it okay? No, it's not. But it's not illegal, is what I'm trying to point here. It's like, because we have racist people in the country. We do. They exist, okay? Racism is the number one thing that we need to eliminate in the world. And if we want to do that, we got to go start with China, too. And Russia and other countries as well, because they're some of the most racist people in the world are in other countries. They're not here in America. America is like this huge melting pot of mixed orientations and coming from all different walks of life and all different backgrounds, and it's an amazing place to where you can literally express your freedoms that you were born with. Remember that you were born with your rights. You know the government does not give you rights. You were born with rights. The government has a limited scope on what they can and can't do with you. So keep in mind, keep that in heart, and I hope that you guys stick around. And I really do appreciate you guys being here and listening to my stupid rant on this video. I know I talked probably in circles. I'm just a little bit frustrated this morning. It's just, it's a headache and a half, and I know I said I'd try and keep this within 20 minutes. We're going on 45 minutes here, so I am truly sorry for that, but I just needed to get this out and tell you guys, like, and expose myself. I had to strip naked today. Literally, I just stripped naked for you guys today, and I'm sorry that I had to do it, as this is something that I didn't want to do. I've been told, don't rant on the line. Don't tell people about your life. Don't do that. Don't do this. Don't do. You know what? The most humblest people are the ones who admit their faults. Okay? And I've made some freaking bad mistakes in my life. But here's the thing. I don't regret any one of my mistakes. I have no regrets. I don't regret anything that I've made because it made me who I am today. And if someone asks me, well, would you go back in time and change anything? No. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't even go back in time. I'd rather take $10 million and go help a freaking company or a community of some sort than to go back in time and take and get make $10,000 back then, $10 million back then, and then increase it today. No, that's not me. I would not want to go back to the past. I don't want to do that because I wouldn't be who I am today, and I wouldn't be proud of who I am today. So I thank you guys for allowing me to just rant. I really do appreciate it. I see all the love in the chats. I thank you for that. You guys are amazing. You guys, I'm gonna call you guys the Crispy Army because this is it's new. This whole life stuff is new, and I wanted to create a good community. And there's a cute little birdie. That's before we go. Here, say hi to the little birdie. It was down here. There he is. There he is. Y'all see the little birdie? He was literally like 2 feet in front of me. It's crazy. And thank you, Joko. Thank you. I will be safe. And Jackie, thank you as well for all the love and you guys are here to support. So again, you guys are the Crispy Army, and if you guys want to support the Crispy Army and you want to wear some merch, you can head over to thebaconproject.com and you can use promo code BACON and save 15% on your entire order. And then I also have another promo code up there. You'll see it on the top banner. I'm not going to say it. I can't say it online because I'm trying to not curse as much on these feeds so that I don't get censored from YouTube much because they don't. So I had dropped my one F and I dropped my S. So we're just keeping it where it is because there were righteous angers at the moment. But no, if you guys want to support my work and want to support me, I have a Cash App, I have a website, and I have my YouTube channel. And then if you guys don't know, I also have a Rumble where I do a little bit more explicit stuff. And I want to give a quick shout out to San Joaquin Valley Transparency. Him and his sons, they're doing a great job out there. Keep doing what you got to do. Brooklyn Audits, you over there in New York, homie, you're doing great. You're doing amazing. Keep writing those fake tickets. Those fake tickets are hilarious. They make my day, dude. It's so much better than trying to see these stupid guys doing these frauditing audits and stuff like that. Accountability for all, AFA, Josh, you're doing amazing too. Keep up the work. You guys are inspiring me to continue to go out there. And one more final thing to say: free Joey. Hashtag free Joey in the chat. Joey needs to be freed, dude. Joey Surreal Camera is arrested, is being locked up right now, and he needs to be freed. So please go help him out, guys. He needs to get back out there. They're causing so much problems with these people. It's driving me nuts. I hate seeing my fellow man fall for the corruption. So Joey Surreal Camera, my condolences to your brother, bro. You guys are doing an amazing job. Your brother was doing an amazing job. So Joey, stay strong while you're in there. Hashtag free Joey. You guys literally helped inspire me to try and figure out what I can do and what I can't do. And we're always learning together, and it's great, and I love it, and it's empowering, not just for me, but for others. So thank you, everyone out there, all the true ones. There's a bunch of other people I didn't name, so I'm sorry if I didn't get to you. I just don't remember all of you because there's so many of you good ones out there. So shout out to everyone who's actually doing what they need to do and staying strong, staying positive. I gotta go call my friends so we can go work on some more Change My Mind segments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you guys. Keep calm, stay crispy, fellow Americans. Peace.